We are here because of Moonstone Art Center, which is founded by Larry Robin, who graciously gives us this space for readings every Wednesday. This Wednesday I am hosting, and I have three fantastic readers, three poets for you. So our first reader is going to be Justin Ryan Fife. Is a poet in Philly. You can read all his poems online at from.tumblr.com. But yeah, please welcome Justin.
This poem is called Midnight. It is midnight. It is a poem. In other possible universes, I am sailing, washing my jeans in lake water, tan all over my body. I am Bright Eyes. Rest in peace, Connor. Wash down 4 or 5 of these sleeping pills. What is magic? I'm Swallow, no, I'm a beauty, crushing Coors Light cans in my soft, unworked hands that I compare to a baby's foot. The water level is so much lower than I remember. I have more mosquito bites than I can stand, but the magic beans will bury me a tower to some giant's angry home. Smoke my friend's weed in a glass pipe. Hello, art, and the hands that make something useful. I saw buzzards from the dam, their red, bald faces floating. Say, where's the death? It's so damn windy out west of you. I was looking at the stars. I can always find the easy ones, but I've never learned their names. My friend just texted me, he thought it started at 8:30. He said he's leaving the park now. When are you reading? I like being on planes too. Oh my God, says the universe, if you pinch so hard. I wish I was a famous boxer who never fought a single time. It's backwards in all sorts of words, the way we cry when we can't understand our own selfish bullshit. I forget and spring still comes for a few weeks before it's summer too soon, and the sun just burns me up. I can never decide how naked to be before I am vapor. I look out windows of planes or any vehicle and I think about crashing. Sometimes it's scary. I'm just sitting in a chair now, the AC is on and the front door is open. Nebraska summers are so terrible. I don't know if I could ever leave them, at least not forever. Death seems so weird. Kyle came back inside and changed the music. He's checking Facebook. I'm going to drink some tap water, swim in the sink, wait for tomorrow. This poem is called Guillotine, a useful political tool. I was gonna title the poem White American Googles World Cup Records on iPhone while at cigar bar. Made me think about what Paul says. We are driving near Union College in the convertible his mom gave him. Can I answer ever silence with how I feel and not be stepped on? We're roommates now, going to set up the internet. I'm taking a shit right now in this bathroom outside our poetry studio called Space. Someone wrote on the wall, "Cool people suck, LOL." I take a pic of it every time I piss in the urinal. I put it on Twitter, but like, I'm cool? Maybe I'm buying a ticket to fly to Chicago and an old man in a tank top walked in and out of the bathroom when he saw I was shitting in the only stall. I'm stalling. People don't make that many Stalin jokes. Maybe Russia isn't that good at soccer. I could title this poem, Rich Brazil Woman Cries on TV. Or we have too many tanks, guns are worse than hands. I like making Bach jokes on the internet. I'm like the character in the movie that the main character doesn't like, but eventually we become friends. We move in together. We talk about a revolution. We whisper on the interstate headed towards a rolling thunderstorm. It's July on the Great Plains, or halfway dead maybe. The old man checked again, but I'm still in here, pants around my ankles, writing a poem about my friend. This poem is called I Am Bright Eyes. I'm from Nebraska. I like to tell this story where I talked to Connor while he was blackout drunk at his own bar. He was just really sad and like a regular guy. I think he's really nice. Yesterday I was drunk and it was okay until it wasn't. I know I will always break and say I am fine. The morning is a reminder that one day I will be dead. I can't wrap my mind around that because I don't have to. I started smoking in Chicago, which was stupid, but I'm still doing it. I used to think only the frigid winter could make me regret standing and waiting for a new high. I see your face and forget to worry, looking for medication, walking from shade of tall buildings to gather small fragments of sunshine. I am a simple man. All I want is to burn. No, press my face into your neck. Take deep breaths. Imagine a smile on my face drowning in some unknown warm ocean. With smarter than me dolphins confusing a school of tropical fish swarm around my body. There are explosions that would wipe out entire cities blooming on nearby islands. It's winter where I'm from. This poem is called Fiji. John once told me something about toilet paper. I mean, using less of it, and I think about that every shit I give. My heart was heavy last night at Shay's birthday party. I can't tell sometimes if I'm an actor or really fucking dead. Like, jokes about Paul Walker make me sick. Rest in peace. My third girlfriend bought Fiji water in Minneapolis when I visited her. One of the many times I used to act so special for knowing a little about the Twin City. I thought I was crazy to pay that much for water when it's free from the tap. Free water. I was never really told about the world by my parents, and I think they're very shitty for that. It's weird loving people that you resent so much. Like the poem for Cash, but not. Just when Paul first read it to me in space, and I wanted to keep hearing it like I knew something now. Like the first time I smoked weed at Cooper with Anthony and Kyle and Mike, and Shane only drank, so he drove the big SUV for a snack run, and I sat in the back quietly thinking about how wonderful my brain felt. I took swimming lessons in Florida when I was 6, but then we moved right before Hurricane Andrew. I've never seen a storm like that, though. I say I saw a tornado in Prague when we lived in the White House on the hill, but I think I made that up. I just want to be honest, but I keep learning truths about myself, and I get them mixed with stories I made up to hide how depressing most of my life has been. I think about killing myself a lot, but that seems like a wasted life. One time in the Walmart parking lot, I told my mom I thought light through clouds was Jesus coming back, and she said that was beautiful. But I was very young and lying because I thought it would make her love me more. It's so stupid what we do here.
It's so lovely, and the ambient noise is fantastic. Thank you, Justin. Let's give another round of applause for Justin. Our next reader is James Milanesi. James Milanesi is an interdisciplinary poet and bartender. He is the curator and founder of a collective of poets who call themselves Poets Row. Check out their magazine and their reading series. They do really awesome work. And he is also the author of a chapbook called Momentary Sweetheart. Please welcome James.
Yeah, thank you for having me, Amy and Moonstone. This poem is called Poem 11. Remind me of the dream where the beach was frozen and the ocean thawed when we jumped in. How the sand crabs were all corpses, crystallized and left out like a garden of jewels. The waves pushed backwards and the shore kept growing. It's not the volume of this bar. There's no pause where songs are ending. We never stopped talking long enough to know for sure. Wandering at the mercy of these icy winds, humoring and torturing, yet we kissed like our lungs were closing and the days were a washed blue. Remind me that we are indestructible. We are the beat drops against the wooden floor and the way birds don't land for too long. Remind me to draw blood, fracking through my pillow skin. It's midnight where our forever is only recognized. There's so much language in all of us, and we use it all. Thank you. Now to the fun stuff. I got this poem called Sold a Bear. It was the night of another reading at my friend Linda's store, Casa Vida. I saw this dude's Instagram story, who used to be my regular at Trestle Inn, and this is not shade on him, I don't know if anyone knows him, he's recognized, but I'm so rich I drive my car into the living room and my friends all shower me in Chinese takeout. My invitation is a postcard in the mail with an RSVP from a number with a secret password. I'm so rich I proposed to my girlfriend of 3 months with a hand-carved metallic meteorite just large enough to break her finger, but I'm so rich I'd buy her a new hand for the inconvenience. I sleep all day on a whim and paint what I think heaven looks like, and I splatter the rest of the can on it because I can't tell if it's a painting anymore, and I get scared that I died. I'm so rich that I only drink whiskey that I've never heard of. I design guns that kill faster and graveyards for children, and I'm so rich I print money from my office and it's gone before I leave the house. There's a street named after a niche pen name I go by when writing checks, and enough Botox in my face to poison a whole species, but I'm so rich I don't care if my reflection frightens me in the mirror. I am forever changing with the version of me I don't recognize. I'm so rich that if I ever had a child, they would be God purely based on nepotism. Thank you. That whole poem is obviously not about me. This poem is called Unpeopled Space. This night, as the inertia of all passing thoughts, I stay up till orange smears on my windows, past the drifts of chafe and distant truckers. There's a restlessness in my vegetable memory, bruises in my washed face, mouthing platitudes, the familiar side of your bed closest to you. I'm afraid to roll over and expose the deceitful goosebumps. I was driving fast, lost in moral fatuities. Our curled lips were a confession that we were still in on this. Thank you. This poem is called Truly Soon. It's hard to hold you in this thunderous way, pushing against the outline of your torso. Skin folding inward, becoming my jacket, fur necklace covering our neck against tunneled winds. I've seen your sketch in many different shades, barefoot, the way you're standing mocks what the shadows are doing for you. Never mind that now. Carry on mindlessly, ignoring the patterns on the tile floor that I've set for you. These crooked domino stairs, we lay out the red rug for sleeping. Pick your favorite pill and take it behind the double-locked bathroom door. Never mind that now. Carry on dissecting, animating the dead. You ask why such a long game? We're alive this morning amongst dull roaring. Wake up to a nail-bitten apology for breakfast, naked. I'll do my favorite trick, the way I'm standing, furthest from the satellite light. My body broken down to a simpler sketch, a new shade. Thank you. This one's called Nocturnal Animal. Amongst the chariots with air horns, shaking the road full of laundry days, we bait the other tiny dirt games, splitting crumbs, waiting to hush or wanting to hush our old ways back. Bodies like drained pools, under her covers 1,000 candles burn. Ironed out lips, we talk in storms. Are you out? Swimming yet? I'm eaten alive, spat out, organic wine in my veins. It's good spit. My supervisor claps, quiet and proper, watching me. There's a vortex of desire in these roundabout conversations, just two animals stalking a feeling. We are method acting a love story. Are you dressed in sorrow, soaking in sanguine? Okay. Destruction incarnate with an innocent smile. Are you out? Swimming now? When the night is tying together like the end of a net, there is an alienating intersection. It'll run into each other eventually. In this broken town, you are a living flame, radiating and burning at the touch, but I can't seem to shed you off me. You have seeped into everything. Thank you, guys.
Our last feature is Alexandra Naughton. Alexandra Naughton's work straddles the line between fiction and nonfiction, prose and poetry, and explores themes such as self-objectification, existentialism, the frailty of text-based communication, and capitalism. She is the founder of Be About It Press, which is a fantastic small press, and co-host of the Bring a Blanket reading series, which you should also follow.
Turns out, like 3 years later, I became obsessed with Bright Eyes, and I'm gonna read some
First day of my life. R.I.P.
Fevers and Mirrors inspired poems. This is how it starts, like watching your skin tighten and relax when you realize it, like the blood under the pores that gets so hot and sticky, and you can feel it seeping slowly out, like the dirt that collects under remorseful fingernails. Or did I skip ahead? Maybe it starts in the middle, or closer to the end, after the worst of it, when you're left with heat-damaged plastic containers and dollar store trash bags to pack your life in, after your friends have already given up on you, after you've waited so long to eat you're no longer hungry, but you take small bites of a pre-made sandwich because you know you should probably have something. But how does it really start? Does it start in the beginning, like being spoken to in the ear you can only kind of hear out of and nodding like knowing you're about to fail again? But it's never the beginning, because you're never ready, because you never finish anything. It's all a continuous failure. And you ease in, and you let it happen. I keep a face like public transit. I make time counting obvious glares. The autumn of my disaffection falls over your shoulders, imagining me mounting you. I misread your words, but prefer my version. I'm that parted mouth maximized on your screen. I am that soft, pixelated burn you carry with you. You want me because you don't know me. You don't want me to know too much. I am whatever you want me to be in your mind. I am whatever you want except what I am. None of these have titles. These are all from 2014. I'm reading some old stuff because I figure you heard it before, but like no one else in this room probably has, so. Oh God, why do I always do like torturing but validate it in a sensitive way? I don't need it to survive. If you're going to occupy, feel a similar impact, because what's the point? My affections are capitalist. It's almost like I have decent handwriting. I guess I'm calm. Maybe not, I have terrible handwriting, haha. I write that in a letter to you, or you write that in yours. So self-conscious. Or maybe it's just me. Keep pressing that little button. Talk about writing. We're always talking about writing. It's the only way we can talk about fucking. Bus riding garbage arms of clothes up steep streets, leaning forward to stay balanced, keep everything from falling out. Feeling like falling out of my body, falling out of this plane onto another plane, falling into something comforting in a grimy way, comforting like anyone. I don't need you to say anything, I just want to say it to kill it, so you don't even have to look at me. So many questions I want to say but don't want to know the answers to. Sometime like at my desk or in my bed with my cat, Jesus Christ in a near catatonic state like that hot tub scene in Ferris Bueller, just staring at some odd point on the wall, like a picture of Al Pacino, or the bottom blind in the row and wishing I had a plan. Bathroom mouth open and grimace and notice something in my teeth, the pair of old underwear from the trash, more holes than blood stains. I think as an animal swimming or bobbing up and down while trying to catch the surface of a wave, but maybe I'm just a large rock the water splashes over. I see the commuter train coming quick and remember passing Carlotta Street, calling in my head Mad Carlotta Street. Mad Carlotta, Mad Carlotta. She used to be Sad Carlotta. She used to be Carlotta the Beautiful, Carlotta the Debutante, but now she's just Mad, Mad, Mad Carlotta. Almost perfectly walked toward the tracks, put out a cigarette. How, if the train had caught me, you might remember me. We don't have capitalism, we have corporate fascism. My body is capital. I'm a capitalist body. I have value. I can bring value to a product. My art becomes a product once I remove it from myself. Watch me remove it from myself and pay me for the spectacle. Not like seeking like, surface seeking surface, shade seeking worth, hate recognize hate. Decay is just another form of force. Do you see me being? Could you even? We can't ever know. Everyone is gossiping. Does anyone think the poetry published in the New Yorker is any good? And my dad has copies of the magazine from 2008 in the basement bathroom. I look through them when I'm on the toilet, the quietest place to poop in this house. I've read some nice language, pretty little rooms, right? But it never does anything to me. What is the description of a sheep's hoof meant to say without context? I'd rather read Instagram poetry where mean weirdos connect. At a recent event, a hot poet killed it performing, then said she loved my set. She wanted to see it on the page. I told her I'd mail her a book, but maybe I'll just send her a Google Doc of the John Lithgow themed pieces I'm trying to publish now that keep getting rejected from places like Dust Poems. It was only recently I started writing fun stuff. I'm not as depressed as I was when I was getting 2 new chaps out per year, powering through hangovers at the office with an open notebook, pretending to compare flight prices for a boss who only hired me because I look good in a dress. Is going clear transcendence from guilt and pleasures of this earthly realm? If it is, I might be halfway there. I still get hung up on people who act like they don't like me, but maybe I'm not as nice as I think I am. Buried within, I'm still a misfit preteen girl with a unibrow and inferiority complex. I had a phase where I was full persona, in character all the time, acting snobby and above it all, and I don't think I've ever recovered from that. Still having to overcompensate, and even if I'm coming from a genuinely charitable place. No one is indebted to believe that. Poetry as self-flagellation is a blast. Oops, my Catholicism is showing. My trauma is showing. On full display for you to pick at and critique. My art is my body and the drippings from my soul, the junk I'm able to sift through and articulate. I could keep going, and I will. See you at the workshop this weekend. Hoverboard. Pour the poison directly into my mouth. I'm breathing up to hear it. Imagine me washing dishes for the Lord, wearing your mother's nightgown. It's been 2 decades since we went under the Brooklyn Bridge, where I watched you 3 hours perfecting a rail grind while your friend filmed for the Sunday team. Spent a whole summer in my room playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater with the sound off. Beat the UFO level blasting Pinkerton. Andrew Reynolds, I liked him the best. If I could be the Lana Del Rey of poetic performance art, I think that would be enough. My cancellations are street cred. Do you want to hear another first world problem? Keep reading, King, you don't have a choice. I never know when to stop exposing myself. Steadfast keeper of secrets except my own. Have her over me while I rinse blissful, finger in my staleness. The worst part of longing is leaning more than I spill, and acetate distorting all the details. Thank you.